Hey everyone, this is Khara Brindle. As a mental health therapist writing books on mother-daughter estrangement and helping navigate this with children, I want to talk to you about 5 tips I have for you as a mental health professional to navigate this difficult conversation of talking about family estrangement with kids. Estrangement is already a painful experience for a lot of folks, with 1 in 12 people reporting that they're estranged from at least one family member. It's inevitable that your children are going to have questions about the absence of family, or maybe they come home with a family assignment or a family tree exercise that they have to do as homework. And now they're stressing because they're like, who do I put on here? I don't know extra family, or we're not talking to those family members. So, with all that being said, I have 5 tips for you to think about how do we navigate this thoughtfully from that place of mental health and supporting our kids. Number 1, keep it short and straightforward. So as you're getting ready to explain why you don't talk to grandma or why uncle is not in the picture, or whoever it is that's estranged from your family, keeping it short and simple is really important. Keeping it straightforward is also really important. So what can you say? In this moment, what would your answer be if your child comes home and says, why don't we talk to this person? Why aren't they part of the family? Why don't I see them at holidays? Maybe this is an opportunity now to think ahead as to what you would say while still keeping it straightforward and short. You don't have to over elaborate, don't have to over explain yourself. Because this is raw for so many adults, you also will notice that emotions show up here. And so by keeping it straightforward, simple, short, you're also giving yourself a healthy boundary of not parentifying your child with too much information. Tip number 2, breathe. For a lot of people, as I've already alluded to, it's emotional. So how do we regulate ourselves as the adult in the conversation before interacting with our child? How can we slow down? Can we take a breath? Can we regulate? Can we notice any emotion showing up as our child is asked the question? Are we feeling anxious? Are we feeling angry? Are we feeling sad? For a lot of folks, this feels like a grief, death kind of experience, like the same kind of grief, the same level of grief that we would have with losing someone to a death. So breathe. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, share as much as they want to know. For a very young child, it might be something very simple like, hey, why isn't my grandma at the dinner table at holidays? Why is uncle not a part of our family gatherings, right? Something like that. So for younger children, they might have a very simple question that they want an answer to. Again, that does not require elaboration, just a very thoughtful, short answer will work. Versus a older child or even a teenager will have more of a context of this dynamic. They might say, well, what happened? Why did you choose not to speak to your parent or your sibling or whatever that looks like? So we're going to answer this thoughtfully at the developmental level that the child is at. Simple, short answer for a young child, maybe a more elaborate answer if there's additional questions from a teenager. That's just the example. Tip number 4, validate your child's feelings. As you answer this question for them, let them know that this might bring up emotions for them. Maybe they're feeling confusion, anger, sadness. Maybe they're feeling outraged. Maybe they're feeling resentful. Whatever shows up, allowing your child the space to name that and display that to you is probably pretty important as a parent to say this is a safe place to feel all the things. So validate their feelings as you deliver your answer, see how that lands for them. Final tip for you from this mental health lens when it comes to family estrangement and talking to kids is encourage their questions if they have them. This is probably not a one and done conversation. So as they take in the answer you've given them in this moment, also encourage them to come back if they have additional questions in the future. Maybe they don't have any questions right now. Maybe they're off and playing because you answered the one question they had. But maybe they have a question later, something additional that didn't come up in the moment, but now have permission to come back to you saying, hey, this is something else I wanted to ask. For our older kids, our teenagers, our preteens, more likely to happen as they chew on this. For a young child, that simple answer might be enough for them to say, I'm back to playing with my toys, no problem, no questions. But as the adult, as the parent, we can encourage our kids by saying, if you have any other questions that come up now or in the future, please come and ask me. Please come talk to me. I'm here for you. And that supports secure attachment, allows them to feel safe, and gives them a chance to process what you've shared in this moment with maybe questions that come up later as that sinks in. So to recap, your 5 tips for talking about family estrangement with children. Number 1, keep it straightforward and simple. Keep it short. Number 2, breathe. Number 3, answer the question they have in the moment. Number 4, validate their feelings. And number 5, encourage future questions should they have any. This will keep a healthy dialogue going on between you and your child. This will help you mentally prepare for the conversation just by watching this video and saying, how would I answer a question about why I don't talk to my parent or my sibling or whatever that looks like? So I hope this video is helpful to you as you think about this particular experience with your kids. As a mental health professional who's written a book for adult daughters and the clinicians that serve them, I've also recently written a children's book to normalize this conversation. So I invite you to check out Penny McGee's Family Tree, which is my children's book to help elementary age children navigate the questions around estrangement, but really just models what it looks like as a parent to go there thoughtfully, to go there in an age appropriate way, to regulate ourselves as we have this hard conversation, as we notice our own emotions show up, and to then have our child feel empowered to ask questions later if they should come up. So I hope you'll check out Penny McGee's Family Tree. I'll put the link below this video and check out these 5 tips. They are also included in the book itself, as well as some other books you might check out to explore family estrangement and what this means for you as an adult while also being a parent. I'll see you in future videos.